Sadani rewrote the contracts and recalculated them in accordance with the rate in the budget. They've been running a budget with the new exchange rate and a budget with the old exchange rate. Iraq hasn't had a real effective exchange rate for over 20 years. Man, we're really close. A few people were saying, boy, the news out of Iraq is really slow. It's not slow. The calm before the storm. That phrase fits perfect right now. It's not slow, it's simply very silent because that's the phase we're in right now. The phase we're in right now. To announce the new exchange rate, they're being mum. They're being mum about the budget right now. I asked my CBI contact how the rate of the dinar would be determined in the future. I was told that, and I know that the rate of the dinar is now being artificially suppressed. I was told that Iraq is in a much better situation now prior to the 1990 embargo, and so why not have an international rate again with at least a rate equivalent to the late 1980s prior to the invasion? The number one reason, the only reason why we didn't have a new exchange rate, new lower notes, is because of the terrorism that was coming from Iran. Not anymore. You see more clamping down. More arrests, more money being returned. It's about time. Walking stick. What he's telling us is it's about time to release the budget and the new exchange rate with the lower notes. That's what he meant. Formal Working Party Meetings 2024, the 18th of July 2024, Thursday, the 18th of July, 10 o'clock. Working Party on the accession of Iraq. This is good news for Iraq on their accession to the WTO. Hopefully they will have or shown us by that time a new rate for the dinar. While international trade and economics are the important criteria for membership, having an international tradable currency is not a cast-in-stone issue, but I certainly would think Iraq would want that for credibility purposes if nothing else. This is the most concerning issue that is brewing. All oil revenue paid to OPEC is in US dollars. Iraq's oil revenue is received by the US Federal Reserve first and then allocated to Iraq. The fact there are backroom talks over the position of OPEC going forward leaves us concerned for Iraq's financial safety, especially if the country wants to receive oil revenues in the dinar currency. However, this would be one of the best steps to strengthen Iraq's currency. OPEC's power is being threatened from within, and this could lead to an uncomfortable situation for Iraq. The Ministry of Finance and Economy in the Kurdistan Regional Government announced on Monday the transfer of more than 70 billion dinars to the federal treasury in Baghdad as non-oil revenues for March 2024. The ministry stated in a brief statement received by Shafaq news agency, an amount of 70 billion, 131,250,000 dinars was transferred to the bank account of the Federal Ministry of Finance, as part of the Federal Treasury's share of non-oil revenues for the Kurdistan region for the month of March. On May 27, 2024, the Ministry of Finance and Economy of the Kurdistan Regional Government announced the deposit of an amount of 85,199,634 dinars, 85,199,634,000 dinars, from the internal revenues of the Kurdistan region for the month of February 2024 in cash into the bank account of the federal government. Iraq in the Erbil branch of the Central Bank of Iraq, amounting to 50% of tax and customs revenues in the Kurdistan region for the month of February. The U.S. Energy Information Administration announced on Monday that Iraq exported more than 10 million barrels of crude oil and its derivatives to the United States during the month of April of this year. A schedule of the administration, which Shafaq news agency has reviewed, showed that Iraq's exports of oil and its derivatives in April amounted to 10.512 million barrels, an increase of 3.437 million barrels over what it recorded in March, which amounted to 7.075 million barrels. The U.S. Energy Information Administration stated that OPEC's exports of crude oil and its derivatives to America during last April amounted to 40,695,000 barrels, with Saudi Arabia topping the highest rate of exports with 11,275,000 barrels during the same time period. Iraqi oil exports to the United States have witnessed a noticeable increase over recent years, with export numbers in some months reaching record levels, partly due to Iraq's ability to increase its oil production, in addition to the rise in global demand for oil. Oil trade relations between Iraq and the United States play an important role in strengthening economic relations between the two countries, and contribute to enhancing the stability of the global oil market and providing energy to the American and global economies. Today, Monday, the economic expert, Nabil Jabbar al-Ali, revealed the total financial value of establishing the Basra-Aqaba oil pipeline project. Al-Ali told Al-Maloma agency, the Basra pipeline project, which connects the Rumaila fields to the Jordanian port of Aqaba, will cost the Iraqi state treasury more than $28 billion, according to what was announced. He added, the project is 1,665 kilometers long and includes 1 or 2 pipes and pumping stations.